What?
I'm just kidding. Throw these away.
Put it in the cup. I'll throw it away from the cup.
No, keep the cup here.
Or no, I'll throw it away from out of the cup. I'm not
No.
touching it. I'm not touching it.
Ben, I'm streaming.
Sorry. Hi, Ivy's chat.
Hey guys.
That's even started. You have to wait until that thing says you're live.
Yeah, but it says live for 25 seconds.
Then you're live.
Yeah.
No, not the top thing.
Then throw that out.
No,
It's
that
in the
thing.
package. Bud, come
Where
on,
is
I'm
it?
streaming, Fen.
That thing live.
Alright, hey guys, welcome. I'm just going to be doing some editing, and if you guys have any questions or just want to chat, then just leave your questions or whatever you want to say in the live chat. And remember, if you want to see the upcoming video, just be sure to subscribe. So this is a video from a day trip that I took to Malmo when I was in Sweden last month. And I thought it would be fun to edit with you guys. One second, guys. Oh, but yeah, going into the... All right. So yes, this is from a day trip I took to Malmo last month while I was staying in Helsingborg in Sweden with Isaac. I am leaving Isaac's apartment here in Helsingborg, and I am making a little day trip to Malmo. It's a city about 45 minutes away from here with lots of cool stuff that, even though I've been to Helsingborg lots of times and even Malmo a couple of times, I've never done. So today, while Isaac is at work, I am off to explore the parts of... What, then? Yeah, I muted my mic earlier. But is it back on now? It should be back on now. Just keep watching for a few minutes and see if that helps. Fen is helping me with some technical stuff because last time I did a chat and edit with me stream, there were a ton of technical difficulties that I don't think ever got resolved. So, right. It says if I want to interact with the chat, I need to do it on my phone. Alright, so just getting a few more things set up, and then we will properly get started. The first thing I'm going to do is just go through and kind of clean up my clips and sort of prepare the timeline, and then I'm going to be working on sound design, like adding in music and sound effects. But I just real quick need to add the stream link to my link tree, and then we'll be good to go. Just give me 1 second, guys. Just getting this set up real quick with Linktree. Camera is foggy. There we go. Alright. Just adding in this link. Right, just grabbing the new link because I automatically have my previous live stream link, and there we go. All right, there we go. The link should be all good. Just going to share on my story. Sorry about the delay, guys. We'll get started here in just a second. All right, so I'm just going to start cutting through this. Let me get back to my chat. Here we go. All right, so I'm just going to start. I've already kind of started cutting through this beginning stuff here. And the computer is getting a little slow. What happens? There, that should help. Stop now. I'm about to check the schedule and see which bus I can take downtown. Where did my sound go? Station. Where is my sound? Stations that I can go into Malmo. It's super cloudy in Helsingborg right now, but I've heard that it's a little bit sunnier if I go down south, so I'm hoping that we're going to find some sun on this trip. Hearing audio from the vlog and not just from my mic. not getting back to me, so let me just... One of these days, we're going to get all the technical difficulties ironed out, and it's going to be great. I am at the bus stop now. I'm about to check the schedule and see which bus I can take downtown to get to the train station so that I can go into Malmo. It's super cloudy in Helsingborg right now, but I've heard that it's a little bit sunnier if I go down south, so I'm hoping that we're going to find some sun on this trip. Planning to stop by my favorite coffee shop slash bakery, but the train is coming really quickly and the next high-speed train comes in an hour, so I really don't want to miss this one. It's already 3 o'clock, so it's late in the day, so I'm just going to grab something really quickly. I am on the wrong train. I am headed towards Hässleholm, which is east of Helsingborg, and I'm trying to go wrinkled out the technical difficulties for the most part. My computer's still being a little slow, but we're gonna work through it. So I've already kind of gone and cut through some of this beginning stuff. I'm going to slide a little bit further into the video to start cutting there. So if you missed the beginning of the stream, because we have more people coming in now, the process that I'm going to be going out the pieces that I know I don't want, in between things, bloopers, too much footage, and then I will come back and start adding in music and sound effects and that kind of thing, fine-tuning everything, and for the most part, that is my process. Got lots of notifications on my phone. I'm in a lot of Disney College program group chats, so. Alright. Let's see. I believe I got this far since I added this clip here over this. Alright, let me just turn off notifications. There we go. Anytime now, Final Cut Pro. So if anybody has any questions or just wants to chat about things in general, go ahead and leave it in the chat. Especially when we are in these little waiting times for Final Cut Pro to get its act together. does not want to play, does it? Let's see. Close and reopen that. Alright, let's see. What in the world? It was working fine a minute ago. We've just got perpetual technical difficulties here, don't we? That feels like, here we go. Today is off to a rough start, but we're gonna figure it out. It looks like the best course of action is to just take this train to the end of the line and take a high-speed train from Hasselholm to Malmo. But this was definitely not a part of my plan. I should have been arriving in Malmo 20 minutes ago. We're gonna roll. That's a long pause that I'm gonna want to cut out. Glance, we leave a glance, and then we let it play out until I start talking again. So that way we still get the same effect of looking up without adding in all of that long pause that ultimately draws interest away from the video itself. So we cut back in here, cut that out. Minutes ago. We're gonna roll with the circumstance, and I seem to have lost sound again. That's frustrating. Malmo 20 minutes ago. We're gonna roll with the circumstance and have a great day trip. It is not super helpful still if I can't get sound, but doing what we can. 20 minutes ago. Okay, I think we're just going to let that render out. Should only take a second. I know last time I did this, we would have really long render periods, but it shouldn't be so bad now. Okay, I don't think rendering is an issue. Right now. We're going to roll with the circumstance and have a great day trip. Again, that's one of those moments where there's just unnecessary space. So we're going to cut some of this down and test it out. I really like to figure out how to have this run more smoothly because it definitely is a lot less choppy than this when I'm not streaming. It is looking okay, so there's still a little bit too much on the front end of that clip there. So we're just going to cut it, and delete, go back, make sure that we don't have too little now because it is super awkward when the beginning of words are cut off, of course. And this video was actually one of the first regular style vlogs that I recorded. It's just coming in a little bit later because I had other vlogs that I wanted to get out first, like my anniversary. It is looking like I'm going to be in Malmo about 2 hours later.
I missed it. Who's talking? Yes, but I wanted to get out my anniversary video and hang on.
It is looking like I'm going to be in...
That's perfect. So I wanted to get out my anniversary vlog and the 2 vlogs connected to that one first. So the I Live Staying Out video, which is already recorded and uploaded. It's just private, so you guys can't see it yet. That will be coming out next week, either on Wednesday or Sunday. And that's a lovely face that we've stopped on here. But anyway, I wanted to get those vlogs out before doing some of these other ones, just because that one meant more to me to get out in a timely manner closer to our actual anniversary. So I posted that first anniversary in a castle video on the 18th of July, where our anniversary was the 18th of June. And it was that long of a delay just because I got such limited time with Isaac that I really wanted to focus on spending time with him rather than doing a lot of editing. So I only did editing when he was at work, and even then, I still wanted to do adventures like this one, which was during the day when he was at work. So I was maximizing my time, both traveling and being with Isaac before coming home. So a lot of videos got backed up, which is fine. It gave me a chance to have my stronger start mid-July when I've started uploading on this consistent schedule, which is really great. So anyway, let's continue with the editing. Oh, another thing, and this is something that I learned from Lost LeBlanc and the Lost Creator Academy actually, is I lay out all of my clips except for some B-roll clips in my timeline. So as you'll see here, I currently have almost a 45-minute video, and it used to be over an hour. Now we're just cutting it down to somewhere probably 15 minutes or less. For a video like this, I think I'd rather it be less than 10 minutes, but sometimes, depending on the video, it can go up to 16, 17 minutes. So we're going to find out what this comes to, but I'm thinking it will be on the shorter end. And depending on how laggy this Final Cut Pro issue is, I may or may not finish the entire video while streaming. But that's my goal, is to finish this video during the live stream. That was a little too choppy. Yeah, normally this whole, I would have been way further by now, but Final Cut Pro is really not appreciating streaming. So this is audio that needs to be enhanced because, as I said, this was a little bit earlier in me doing this style of video where I was properly vlogging, and my confidence levels have definitely grown a lot since then. But some of these clips I talk pretty quietly in because I'm in louder public spaces, which ends up making it even quieter because it's a loud public space. So for now, we just have to focus on audio enhancement and hope that it's enough. Sometimes it's not, and I have to use subtitles, which really sucks, honestly. But sometimes it's just how it is, and you've got to let it go. Alright, that's a little better. I'm just going to up the volume as much as I can do without distorting it. And raise it so it's not red. If we just have a tiny bit in the red, it should be okay, but we have to test it. Oh my gosh, I'm tired. I may not actually finish this tonight stream or not. Volume can go up a bit too. Voice enhance. Here we go. Why did we say that? Alright, let's go. Come on. Is there anything else I can close to speed things up? No, I don't think so. It's like really everything is pretty well closed. Let's cut some of that random heavy breathing in the middle out. Aren't these just lovely stills? Okay, go back far enough. honestly, editing is a pretty tedious process. It feels more tedious right now because of the fact that Final Cut Pro is going so slow with the streaming software. Honestly, I think I'm going to try moving where I have the streaming software because I have this external SSD that I run Final Cut Pro out of, so really it should be separate. But I don't know, maybe if I move Streamlabs to that, it'll make a difference. I don't know. But my computer itself is pretty slow. The external SSD is usually pretty helpful for Final Cut Pro and makes everything super fast. Because my rendering used to take like 20 minutes for one transition. If anyone was here for those terrible live streams I did in March where all the technical difficulties happened, you may know rendering would take forever. So I'd go and like make a whole meal and then I'd finish, and sometimes it still wouldn't be done rendering. And now that's not really an issue. Maybe it will be on stream, I don't know. But that was how it was on and off stream. Like, it was ridiculous. Alright. This is stuff that we can clean up a little more when we have music and cleaning. Alright, let's pick up this volume and enhancement a little bit. I used to do a treble boost. For some reason, I thought it worked better than voice enhance, which it doesn't really. No, not treble boost, voice enhance. And let's see how high up we can take this audio before it turns red. Basically, if you see it right here, you can see it very well. I'm so tired. So sorry, guys. We spent a long time in the heat today, and I am honestly pretty wiped out. Okay, so we'll go. Okay, it's a little too much red there. There's just little spots of red now. Let's see if now I can understand what I'm saying. It's really amazing to go back and edit vlogs from even like 2 months ago. Hi, Benedict. Welcome. And so for anyone who missed it, who's just coming in, what I'm doing is I'm going through the entirety of my footage, which is currently down to about 44 minutes. It started at just over an hour, and just cutting it down for a rough cut. And then I'll be adding in music and sound effects and cleaning it up based on that. And again, this is treble boost because it needs to be voice enhanced. Ooh. Voice, no, not flat. Voice enhance. And let's take the audio up as high as right now it is around 9:30 p.m. What time is it where you are? That volume. Oh wow, you're up early or late? Why are you up at 4:30 in the morning? you gotta let me down like this? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's late. It's been a long time since I've had the energy to come home at 4:30 in the morning. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I start the Disney College program next month, and I feel like it's going to be a lot of time not sleeping for sure, just to be able to make the most out of the experience. What country are you joining in from? Yes, Disney. Oh, awesome. I was in Germany a couple years ago. I didn't really get much vlogging in because I was sick that week. I was doing a study abroad program where I was in a new city every week, and we were only in Germany for 1 week. And unfortunately, I was sick that week. But I was it was a small town. What's the name? I can't believe I'm blanking on the name now. But it was a really small town in Germany. Okay, it's Oh, that's awesome. It's not set for sure. I don't want to say anything about what my job is going to be yet because I'm doing a job and location reveal next week, which is when I should be getting my itinerary sometime probably next Thursday or this coming Thursday. So that's when I will know for sure what my job is. Right now, I know what it will probably be, but I don't have any idea which park or resort I'll be working in. So I will be doing a video next week that announces all of that for sure when I get my official job description. Usually, you know when you accept an offer with the Disney College program, but things have been a little bit different this year. Let's see. I'm sure I wrote down, I think it started with a B, the city, or the town that I was in, not city. Yeah, please do. It'll be probably coming out next weekend. And if it's not coming out next weekend on Sunday, it'll be coming out the following Wednesday, just depending on if I do get my role which is what they call the jobs, on Friday, or on, not Friday, Thursday, because it's predicted to be Thursday, but it could be any time between Thursday and Monday. Did I get that? Let me see. I'm trying to find the name of that town. Let's see. I'm trying to pull it up. I don't know. I can't believe I'm blanking on it. Oh wait, here we go. This might have it. Buchholz. The city was called Buchholz, or the town. It was a really small town. I was hoping to do a video for it, but I spent about half the week sick, and I was still doing schoolwork and working on a show because the group I was in was a performing group, and so it was just a lot. Yes, I can. I'm just having to work on sound adjustment here, because I don't know what I was thinking when I messed with the sound adjustment when I first imported this. Okay. Yeah, I went there. I was only there for a week. I did go to the textile museum. I got a little bit of footage of that. There was... Really? Is that not how you spell it in German? I'd love to know how it's spelled in German. I'm learning Swedish, which obviously it's not German, but it is a Germanic language. So I'd be super interested to know how you spell that in German. Yeah, I bet. There's all kinds of brands like that that are totally different in English. And how do I spell what? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. It's not a word I can actually think of having had to write down, so I don't know if I could have told you. What you wrote seems like about what I would have written, but honestly, I don't know for sure. But how do you spell Buchholz? Yeah? Do you use different characters? I don't know what the different letters. Do you know what? Sorry, I'm so tired. So you're out here at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm tired at 9:30. But I was out in the heat all day. It's been hot in Texas. Yeah, I know in Swedish there's and and o, but I know German has some that are different from Swedish. Oh, interesting. That's totally different. Do you pronounce it the same, like, okay, so do you say it more like borot, or do you say it more like bahut? Yeah, I've never understood why, when it comes to city and country names, we don't just call things what they're called um, in the native country. Like, why do we have to? Names don't change in theory. I mean, sometimes you pronounce them differently just based on how things sound. But in general, I don't understand why we change what countries are called by language. Obviously, I understand if there are languages where the alphabet is different and the script is different. But in general, just totally changing it has always seemed a bit strange to me. What do you mean by audio possibilities? Oh, do you mean like speaking from the chat? No, I don't think so. I'm honestly still figuring out a lot of the technical stuff, but just getting my own audio and the um, audio of the vlog took forever to figure out. I don't think, though, that there's any way to have someone from the chat come in and say something. I'm sorry. Yeah, I actually considered learning German a few years ago, but I ended up starting Swedish instead. And I don't want to learn two Germanic languages at once. I may go back to German at some point. My major is linguistics, but right now I'm focusing on Spanish and Swedish. I don't want to be learning more than two languages at a time. I don't know what I did with this audio when I first imported it, or why I thought treble enhanced was the way to go, but that's what I did. So I'm just having to fix that. I know coming up here there are some technical difficulties where my mic wasn't plugged in well enough. My boyfriend is from Sweden. Well, he still lives in Sweden. We met when I was doing that study abroad program. And so even though it's a less common language than German, I definitely wanted to be able to communicate. Like, obviously we can communicate, and his English is excellent, but I wanted to be able to also communicate in his language. Yeah. He's not in this particular vlog, but a lot of the recent Sweden vlogs, I don't know if you've seen them or not, but they've shown our time together in Sweden last month. Oh, that's awesome. How did you guys meet? Fair enough. I've heard that's a hard language to learn. I have a friend from Arizona who started dating a girl from Finland, and Finnish is such a difficult language to learn. So I think he started learning Swedish as well, actually, because they also speak Swedish in Finland. But he wanted to learn Finnish, and his girlfriend even was like, don't bother trying to learn Finnish. Yeah, I get that. It made sense for me to learn it, especially because my major is linguistics. And so I'm planning on also doing a study abroad program in Lund, Sweden, which is the general area that he lives in. And because my school has a collaboration or an affiliation or something between that school, I should be able to get it converted into credit for a minor in Swedish. So I'm able to double minor in Spanish and Swedish to support my linguistics major. So it just made sense to me, honestly, to be learning language, and that one worked out for personal reasons. So it all just kind of fell together really nicely. Come on, Final Cut Pro. A major is like a focus, like it's your focus of studies. And then a minor is like no, it's not like a master's degree. You can have a major in your master's degree, but it's just a focus of study in your degree. So I'm getting a bachelor's degree or an undergraduate degree, and my focus is linguistics. It basically means your focus, and then you can have smaller focuses, and those are your minors. Yeah, it's a bachelor's degree, which is, I don't know what that's called in other countries. I think Sweden also calls it a bachelor's degree. But I don't know if you call it that in Germany or if you call it something different. I honestly don't know what it's called anywhere except the US and Sweden and Mexico. But it's just the first main degree that most people get. There are a few options. I can definitely go into teaching, but there's also the potential of going into diplomacy. I'm not sure if that's still something that I'm interested in, but it is something that I had been interested in initially when I chose this as my focus. I talked to an alumni of the program that I did traveling, who now is a United Nations diplomat. And so I talked to her about her recommendations for schooling and that kind of thing. And her biggest recommendation, because there's not a specific degree that is the best degree for that field is to find something that fills in gaps in skills that you need to be a diplomat. And for me, one of those biggest things was that my only fluent language is English. And one of the bigger things that you need in diplomacy is being able to speak more than one language. And so I'm also very interested in just how language works. So it's something that interests me a lot. And so I could learn language while also following something that majorly interests me. And that's something that can help support diplomacy if that's something that I decide to go into. What is your major or focus or whatever you call it in, well, Obi, do you have a stick? Hang on. I am taking care of a dog who's brought a log in house. Alright, we don't need this log. Okay, so what we do here is typically you have 4 years to get your bachelor's, and then your master's can be anywhere from 1 to 3 years, and that's not the same with doctors. I don't know how all of that works. Oh, what do you need? Do you want to go out again? Okay, go out. Yeah, so it's a little bit different depending on what your focus is, but it's a 4-year bachelor's and then 1 to 3 year master's typically. It's been a little bit over 2 years. Yeah, it's definitely difficult because it is long distance. We actually spent 15 months not able to see each other this past year, so I got to spend 2 months with him in Sweden from May to the beginning of July, and that was really nice, but it's definitely difficult. We find ways to make it work, of course, but it's definitely not always easy. Luckily, modern technology helps a lot. We can do video movie nights and cooking together and all kinds of things using WhatsApp and that kind of thing. But it's obviously not the same as being together in person. Yeah, same. It's about the same for us. Well, not 1 to 2 months usually because it's a longer distance and it's a little bit more expensive to take that longer journey. Usually it's between like 3 to 5 months in between, 5 months being on the much longer end. But sometimes it gets shorter. Technology definitely does make a huge difference though. Like I know people who were together for years in long distance back when it was expensive long distance phone calls and sending letters. And not that we don't like doing letters and things like that sometimes, but I can't even imagine holding up a several year long distance relationship with letters and slow emails. And I am about to be 23. But I had host families who, when I was traveling with that group, I had host families who met with that group a long time ago and traveled together and then went separate ways for a while they were in college or university and then came back together. But I seriously can't imagine doing what they did. 'He'll be 23 in a few months, so he's a little bit younger than me, but not by much at all. Not a notable amount. How about you guys? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So are you working on your bachelor's right now or your master's? Okay, awesome. Well, congratulations. That's exciting. Oh, awesome. Let me see. Dealing with an audio issue.
From 9:30 or 10 at night. And so there are plenty of
Oh, you could have just walked by and grabbed it. No, you're fine.
at night. And so there are plenty at night.
Yes, we did, son. It's in that bag that you put in there.
night, and so there are plenty of hours of daylight. Taking photos can, however, be really difficult during this time. Photos can, however, be really difficult during this time because you may go out at hours of daylight. Taking photos can, however, be really difficult during this time because you may go out at daylight. Taking photos can, however, be really difficult during this time because you may go out at 5 to 7 p.m., which is normally prime time for taking photos. You've got golden hour and blue hour.
Still dealing with technical difficulties. Alright, well, thank you so much for coming. Make sure to, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see that upcoming Disney video, and hopefully one of these days I'll make it back to Germany and get a proper vlog in, because honestly, I was so upset that I didn't, yeah. Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
Hours.
Well, have a good night. Thank you so much for coming. Alright, awesome. Alright, well, hopefully I'll see you in a future live stream then. Yeah, absolutely. That would be awesome. I would love to know how to say it right. See ya.
And so there are plenty of hours of day.
Alright, if these technical difficulties aren't taken care of in a couple minutes, I may have to go ahead and end the stream for the night. But hopefully I'll be able to figure them out. Really not sure why everything is playing back to me in slow motion with a deep voice. I don't know if that's what you guys... Hey, Finn, can you go check if that's what's happening on the stream for other people, or if it's just me? Don't do it here, because it sound. Yeah, this is a very strange...
Restart your stuff.
The whole stream? That'll end the stream.
Oh, like the...
No, it's Final Cut Pro. It's not... Like, turn off Final Cut Pro.
I mean, I might restart the whole PC.
That means I have to end the stream. If I
don't.
end the stream, I'm ending the stream for the night.
Oh, shoot. Nah, I guess you
Alright, let's see if it's fixed itself. Alright, it's not taking care of itself, so I'm going to go ahead and end the stream for the night. But I may be back again tomorrow with another stream. We'll see. It depends on what my schedule ends up looking like, but we'll see soon, and I may continue working on this video and that stream, or I recorded a video today in not downtown Fort Worth, the stockyards of Fort Worth. So I'll be editing this one or that one, and thank you guys so much for tuning in.